writes your characters stereotypically. And I go, well, now you're just calling me stereotypical American, but then, you know, he's kind of being hypocritical there. And I said, I'm not Hollywood. Hollywood, anytime there's a Russian character, what is the Russian character always doing? Can anyone tell me? He's drinking vodka every time.
Balalaika.
Yeah. For like example, the latest movie, The Avengers. Have you guys seen The Avengers? The superhero movie, Robert Downey Jr., Scarlett Johansson, all of that. There's a scene, Scarlett Johansson, she plays a Russian Black Widow. She's a superhero. And she's being interrogated by fellow Russians, but she works for an American government agency called SHIELD, right? And what are the Russians doing? They're slapping around and drinking vodka, you know? And it's ridiculous to me, because I've been to Russia. Okay, fine, there are times I have walked out of my place in Moscow, and I've seen, you know, at 7 o'clock in the morning, and seen some young kid at 22 stumbling down the road, and yeah, had too much to drink, and his friends are trying to hold him up. Yeah, I've seen that. But the majority of people are not what Hollywood portrays, okay? So, any stereotypes I eliminate from my writing altogether. And people came to me and said, Dave, you're from the United States, okay? This is called EuroCon. Now, shouldn't you be excluded from this? You're not European, you don't live in Europe. Go to American Con. and part of the reason why I was invited is because everything I write basically takes place in Europe. You see? And plus I have the excuse that I come from British stock. So they invited me, and I'm happy to be here for sure. So as you can see, in American history, fantasy, there's not a whole lot there. It's most of it now is through movies, through films. Like Harry Potter, for example, which is British, but it took a lot of American financing. And it took a lot of American CGI effects. You know, where I live in Silicon Valley, you know, the mecca of IT, you know, not too far from me, George Lucas, his office there in San Francisco, where they do all the special effects. You know, a lot of the Harry Potter stuff is done there. You know, so Americans are highly involved in pretty much anything in regards to the fantasy production. Lord of the Rings, same thing with Peter Jackson. Americans are best at making movies. Even though there's a lot of fantasy authors in the United States, the problem with the United States is that we are a movie television society, okay? They're not readers. They don't read a lot of books. Where if I go to Russia, and probably the same as in Ukraine, you're a literary society. Like, how many books does the average Ukrainian read in a year? Can someone answer that? How many books, average Ukrainian? In Ukraine?
Near 15.
Near 15 books a year?
Yeah.
Okay, well, can anyone tell me how many books an American will read a year, the average American? Anybody want to guess? Yes, sir.
1.
2. You're close. See?
5 to 10.
Yeah, it's 2. Yeah? 2 to 1.
As French one.
Yeah, you want to know something? We have giant bookstores. Okay, called Barnes & Noble. There's a major book chain there. We had Borders bookstore, but they closed down because they couldn't stay open. American will walk into a bookstore, look at a really nice cover. That looks cool. Buys it, doesn't know what's about, just think it's a cool cover with a dragon and a guy with a sword, and it looks great. read about 4 pages, put it down on the side of the bed, next to a stack of other books they had bought and never read. You see? So now in the United States, we only have one bookstore, which is Barnes & Nobles. And the rest are like used bookstores. Here is the problem. America will not pick up a book anymore now. They download it. Like music. Through e-readers, tablets, computers. Everything is almost done electronically. Most Americans now don't even carry cash on them. Everything is done through card. When I'm in the States, I don't remember even the last time I had $1 in my wallet. Because wherever you go, you can use the card. The only time I've ever taken money out of the ATM, probably in the last 5 years, is at a Russian bank in Ukraine a couple of days ago. You know, because I don't use my card here.